it's quite nice to come back and do one of those little seated practices, and also with some of the qigong stuff or some of the warm-up flow. If you've got a nice supported stable surface to sit on, it's useful as well. So we're just going live on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to do it standing, that's absolutely fine. You can do it standing as well, so not a problem. Let me just go live on Instagram. I've just got my little screen here, so there we go. So we're live now on Instagram. So welcome if you're joining. Different day. We normally do a Monday, but Tuesday I was traveling yesterday. So thank you for if you were looking for the session yesterday, it wasn't there. Sorry about that, but we are doing it today. And actually got 2 days on a row because we'll be back tomorrow as well. We're going to do a seated practice today. So you, as I say, just previously, you can stand if you prefer to do it standing. But if you have got a chair to sit on, find a comfortable position. Have your feet in contact with the ground and nice and tall and stable through the spine. And we're just going to do a little bit of work into the spine, the upper spine in particular, and the shoulders. So you're going to bring your fingers together like that, and you're going to find that space underneath the collarbone. So it's just like your little anchor there, space underneath the collarbone. And we're just going to do some circles with the elbows. So if you imagine you're drawing a circle on the wall each side of you, and breathing in as you lift and breathing out, and get that movement through the spine as well. So remember, we were think about lifting the sternum up a little bit, looking up a little bit. So we'll do some movement and some flow seated, and then we'll do some rhythmic breathing. So I want to look at the box breathing, and then also just some of the 4-6, just that slowing the breath, the nice steady rhythm. And then let's change direction. It's nice and steady, no rush. And then one elbow up, one down. So we're getting rotation through the spine as well. So extension, flexion, and rotation through the spine. And changing direction. I just realised the chair, I'm on a swivel chair, so I can actually move the chair. You don't want to be moving the chair, you want to be working through the spine. Lifting that rib cage away from the hip, from the pelvis. And take a rest. Just give your arms a little bit of a shake. Sit for a moment, just resting your hands on your lap. And sitting tall through the spine. And then one palm down and the other palm lifted. So connecting and lengthening, connecting the ground to the sky. And then swapping. As we've done this one standing, just doing it sitting, lengthening, breathing in, and breathing out. And just keeping that little bit of roundness in the elbow there, so I'm not hoiking the shoulder up. I'm getting that nice length again through the spine, feeling the rib cage, all that space between each of the ribs. You can stretch your fingers out when you get to the top there. And then the next one, just breathing in, and then just that little bit of a reach over, and then out, in. Lengthen first, so lengthen the spine first before we reach. Let's do a couple more. And take a rest. Just sit tall. Letting the breath settle. And now a little bit of dog wags the tail. If you've got a nice solid surface that you're sitting on, this is good because you're just gently rocking, so like shifting the weight on your sits bones, and then you let that spine ripple, that spine wave. So again, I'm not just leaning side to side, because if I just do that, my spine is straight, if you like. So I'm actually letting that ripple. And just letting the breath be steady, easy. And then slowing down, slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. And just sit for a moment. See how that feels, how it feels in the body. If you want to shake out the shoulders, shake out the hands or anything. Maybe you want to take a slightly fuller breath. Let that go. We are going to do 5 minutes of box breathing. So what is great about box breathing is we have calm inhale for 4 seconds, then we have a hold at the top of the breath. So what is great when you hold the breath when you're in a controlled environment, when you know what you're doing, is you can relax into that hold. It helps to increase that CO2 a little bit. Then we're going to breathe out for 4 seconds. And then we're going to pause the breath at the bottom. I made that distinction between hold and pause because it is different. If I'm holding something, it's very active. It's an action. If I'm pausing, there's no action, there's rest. So hold at the top, pause at the bottom. Settle into the rhythm. We're going to count 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out, 4 seconds pause. If it starts to feel a little bit challenging, stay with it. If it starts to feel too challenging, if it just feels uncomfortable, just take a break. And then when you can, just come back into the rhythm. The idea is that you're focused because you have to think about the rhythm. You have to think when you hold the breath, but at the same time, it should be quite relaxing. So it's used in general for focused relaxation or being calm under a situation that might be a little bit challenging. Okay, get yourself into that comfortable position where you're nice and stable and supported on the chair. I'm going to share a screen so you can follow the visual on screen, but I will count it as well. So you will hear me saying breathe in, hold, out, pause. Feet in contact with the ground, supported on the surface that you're sitting, tall through the spine, relaxing into the face, softening and relaxing into your face, particularly into the brow. Soften and relax into your eye sockets. If you want to have your eyes closed, you can close your eyes. Keep them open, whichever feels right for you right now. Soften and relax into the jaw and the cheekbones. Let the jaw relax. Just keeping the tongue very gently resting on the roof of the mouth. And to lead us into the rhythm, we'll take a slightly fuller breath in and then just let that breath go. So take a calm breath in, slightly fuller. Let that breath go. And now breathing in, 2, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, in, hold, out, pause, 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 in, hold, out, pause. Do two more rounds. In, hold, out, pause, in, hold, out, pause. And then just letting your breath settle back into a comfortable natural rhythm. Just taking a moment. And then slightly bigger breath, have a little bit of a twist, breathing in, expanding, opening your eyes if you have your eyes closed. Good. So giving you that focus because of the pause and the hold, giving you that little bit of a boost because you're getting that increase, very subtle increase in CO2, which helps to unlock or get that blood, get the oxygen from the blood and give us that little energy boost, if you like. And then we're slowing the breath to about just under 4 breaths per minute. So really helping to calm the nervous system as well as keep focused and concentrated. The next practice we will do is again slowing the breath. This time there is no deliberate hold. Excuse me, there's no deliberate hold or pause, but there will be that natural change of direction. So we're not just breathing in and then breathing out and breathing in and breathing out. It's a smooth, think of a smooth wave of breath. So as you breathe in, you get to the top of the breath and then you breathe out. You get to the bottom of the breath and you breathe in. So there might be a natural pause, but we don't want to stop anything. We don't want to deliberately stop the flow. So there's a change of direction. I always think like if you throw a ball up into the air as it goes up and then it starts to come back down. There's that change of direction. Similarly, there's that change of direction at the bottom of the breath as well. We're going to breathe. We're going to go for about 6 breaths per minute. So I'm going to give you a count of 4 in and a count of 6 out. Now, this should be quite relaxing, quite calming, still focusing, we're still consciously guiding the breath. If you start to feel it feels a little bit uncomfortable, just take a break because that's not the purpose of the practice. And the other thing I want you to explore is quite often when we're given a guided breath work and you get like on your phone, it'll say, right, breathe in, breathe out. And we tend to go, so you could do that for 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out. But what you would end up doing over a time, if we're doing like 5 minutes of that, is you'd end up breathing more air than you need. So we'd breathe more than our metabolic requirements, and therefore we would disturb that balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So what I want you to explore is how little air you actually need to breathe. So even though we're breathing slow, you can still breathe deep. So think about the depth of the breath rather than the volume. So the volume is very light. So when you'll feel that expansion down here in the back, a little bit in the chest there, but it's not big movement, not big movement. So just slow, light as in volume, and deep as in the space we've just created in all of our little bit of movement there to start off with. Get yourself set into a comfortable position, feet connected to the ground, stable and supported on the surface that you're sitting. Excuse me, tall through the spine. Relaxing into the face, softening and relaxing into the brow. Softening and relaxing into the eyes. Eyes open or closed, whatever you prefer. Softening into the jaw. Gently resting the tongue on the roof of the mouth, the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And then just noticing the air. Notice the coolness of the air as you're breathing in. And leading into the rhythm, we'll take a slightly fuller breath. So breath in. Let that breath go. A nice, light, steady, effortless breath in, out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, out. Smooth, easy, effortless breath in, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Smooth, calm, gentle breath in, and just letting that breath go. In, out, 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 in, out. Two more rounds, gentle breath in, breath out, in, out. And then just taking a moment to have a little bit of a stretch. If you've got your eyes closed, opening your eyes, have a little bit of a twist. So key. It was a big aha moment for me when you realize that you can breathe deep without breathing big. You can use your diaphragm. We're using the diaphragm all the time. You would suddenly realize if you weren't using the diaphragm that you can take that very gentle breath in and feel that expansion. Gentle breath out and feel the expansion. Now, there's a place for taking those bigger, the fuller breaths, but then it's understanding what that is doing to your nervous system and then balancing that out with some light, slow breathing or some breath holds as well. Brilliant. Excellent. I will see you tomorrow. That's good. We'll be back again tomorrow. I'll find a little bit more space, so we will focus on movement and breath tomorrow. If you have any questions or any feedback on today's session, please do get in contact. It's always good to hear how you're getting on with everything. And as I say, usually if we have any requests, if anything in particular you want to cover, please do let me know. But thanks for bearing with me. I'm swapping at the last minute to Tuesday, but I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining and have a good rest of your day. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye.